Now, meanwhile, as we continue to track developments in the Middle East, Iran says it has stopped exchanging messages with the U.S. through a mediator until Israel agrees to halt its military operations in Lebanon. The CBC's Chris Reyes is tracking the latest developments for us from Washington. So, Chris, what are we hearing today from Iran?
Yeah, good morning, Arthi. This is a major setback, given how fragile the relationship is already between Iran and the U.S. And this latest development that Iran's negotiating team will be stopping communications with the U.S. is being communicated through Iran's Tasman news agency, which is closely linked, Arthi, to Iran's Revolutionary Guard. So again, the communication is that the Iranian negotiating team has stopped communicating with the U.S. over Israeli attacks in Lebanon. Now, the foreign minister has maintained that the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran covers all fronts, not just Iran, and that a ceasefire, especially in Lebanon, is an essential condition for any deal that would end the war. Minister Abbas Araghchi posted on X that a violation on one front is a violation on all fronts, and that the U.S. and Israel are responsible for the consequences of any violation. This new development comes as the minister already signaled that that these negotiations, Arthi, had not advanced very far at all. He said details over nuclear matters have yet to be discussed.
Now, of course, it's interesting, Chris, because over the past several days, American officials have been saying a peace deal is imminent. And today it really feels like tensions are, in fact, ratcheting up even higher. So what's the U.S. president now have to say about all of this?
That's right. So the president is saying that Iran wants a deal, but he also sounded very irritated in his latest post on social media that landed, Arthi, at 1 a.m. today. It gives you a sense of the pressure that the president is obviously feeling to bring this war to a close, a war that, according to many polls, have broad disapproval among everyday Americans. He seemed to be saying to his critics and the world that he will not be rushed on these negotiations. He pointed a finger at Democrats and what he called unpatriotic Republicans, blaming them for getting in the way. Trump said that it will be much tougher for him to negotiate when these critics are, in his words, chirping at levels never seen before, over and over again. And then he wrote, he revealed, Arthi, that he's getting all sorts of conflicting pushback from all sorts of different sides. How does the president answer that? Well, he said, sit back, relax. It will all work out well in the end. It always does. Certainly with Iran signaling that they are stopping communications, little sign right now, Arthi, that that's what's happening, especially with the exchanging of fire between the two countries over the weekend. We heard from U.S. Central Command late last night, sharing more details, calling the strikes on Iranian sites self-defense, claiming that Iranian actions were threatening ships and other U.S. assets, including hitting a U.S. drone. And then Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard also says this morning that it targeted an airbase used by the U.S. in the region as a response. So a ceasefire by name only, it seems, Arthi. And then you can tell by the tone that we're hearing from both sides that there is still a lot of tensions between both the U.S. and Iran, and little sign right now where these negotiations, if they continue, where they will go next.
Okay, Chris, thanks for the latest on this. That is the CBC's Chris Reyes in Washington.